Close brace. For JavaScript developers, by JavaScript developers. Alright, with our hot reloading back and working, it's time to get started drying out our code. As mentioned in an earlier tutorial, the DRY stands for Don't Repeat Yourself and references a fundamental good practice in programming. If you can do something once instead of repeatedly, it's generally a good idea to do so. Here's the thing with dry though, it's possible to take it too far. When you're writing code, you need to establish a balance between lots of things. Not being repetitive is good, but so is writing code that's actually readable. Producing code at a quick and steady rate is also extremely valuable. It's very possible to fall down the rabbit hole of trying to produce beautiful, perfect, non-repetitive code and end up spending huge amounts of time producing ever more obscure functions and massive super objects meant to anticipate every possible use case. There are diminishing returns when you get this far down. Sometimes it's faster, easier, and better to just accept that some stuff is going to repeat a little. For example, we're going to end this tutorial with two components that still have an identical bootstrap-based container around them. This is okay. Preferable, actually, because it allows us to look at the components individually and have a better understanding of how they relate to page structure. Sure, we could do a template component and then have it call a bootstrap row component and then pass props to bootstrap row that tells it which components to use in the row and what classes to add to them, but that misses the point. Components are meant to be self-contained blocks. In the case of our page-level components, that means page-level containers. So don't get too freaked out when you see that there's still some repetition. Anyway, our drying process is pretty fast and straightforward at the moment. We're going to create a sidebar component, and then we'll shift a little bit of code from our pages to our template. Swing over to Sublime Text, and in /source/component/shared, create a file called sidebar.jsx. With a capital S. Now deposit the following code in it. Remember to save the file. That's a super simple, pure functional React component right there. Obviously, we'll be doing more with it later, but it's not later, it's right now, so let's move on. Open up /source/components/home/homepage.jsx, and let's make some changes. First, add a line after line 1. Then on line 3, add the following. Import sidebar from /shared/sidebar. This will let us replace our non-shared sidebar code with the sidebar component. So let's do that. Nuke these 3 lines and replace them with the following one. Sidebar. The next thing we want to do is replace some of the container HTML from this page. Cut this section line, switch over to template.jsx, and paste it in below the header. Go ahead and add the /section while you're here. Return to homepage.jsx, get rid of that /section, and you'll note that ESLint is now complaining because our indentation is wrong, so fix that. Save homepage.jsx, and then save template.jsx. You'll note that our hot reloader is already hot reloading. Excellent. Now open /source/components/account/profilepage.jsx, and add the following to line 3, just like homepage.jsx. Import sidebar from /shared/sidebar. Then remove the opening and closing section tags entirely. Fix our indent. And replace the aside lines with sidebar. Save that file, and we're good to go. If you had your Express server running this whole time and you had your JavaScript console open, you'll have seen it update a few times as you saved files. Hooray for hot reloading. If not, you'll need to fire it up and hard refresh localhost port 3000 to make sure you have the latest JavaScript bundle. Ours was running, so we're all good. We should be able to navigate between homepage and profile page, just like before. And you can see that each of them is now using the new sidebar component. While we're here, let's remove this woohoo. Cool, we're all set. Next up, let's get some bootstrap up in here so that things start to look at least marginally prettier than they do right now. See you soon.